met Mike Puziak a while ago at a show, I believe.
Mike and I met up at my work actually a few times. We were into the same music because I work at a music store.
And we just hit it off, talking about kind of different types of music.
He'd come in, he'd visit me, and we'd be talking about Dropkick Murphys, Street Dogs, Mahones, all the good Irish punk.
We all seem to enjoy the same things, and we just got talking. We're like, well, why don't we start a band? You know, like I play mandolin, you play guitar.
And I play mandolin, you play guitar, let's start a band.
And we decided to start a band.
That's the way it came to be.
We are going out tonight. We are going down the bar. We're going out tonight? I don't know, fuck you, Paparazzi.
I used to play in a band with Mike Franey called Gun Down.
I was at Oktoberfest, Bo's Oktoberfest.
Mike had told me he was starting a band with this guy that he met at a show
in Bankley Hill, and it was Sunday, and it was really raining.
And I was like, that's cool. He didn't ask me right away to play drums, and I was cool with that. He was doing his own thing, but he's like, we just want to hear what it sounds like with drums, so.
And we're watching Walter Austin, and I noticed Mike and Mike were the only other two young guys there, and so I figured I should probably go talk to them.
Mike and Mike came over, they showed me what they had. We learned Drunken Sailor and Scally Cap almost the first jam, and then after that it was kind of set in stone.
And they're like, yeah, we're in a band. I was like, cool. You need a bass player? And they said, no, we already got one. I was like, well, call me if you need one.
I never actually got asked to join the band, but I don't know, it's just sort of a known thing that I was playing drums for them, so.
That's sort of gave me their card and stuff like that, and then I checked them out on Facebook, whatever. And
after a while, we just sort of became a band.
The rest is history.
So do you know what happened to the old bass player?
No, don't know.
All right, this is Mike Puziak's advice for anybody writing a song. Write it down, learn it, and play it before you realize it sounds like somebody else's song. Cutscene.
I guess our #1 influence is Dropkick Murphys. You can hear it in the sound, we cover them, so that's probably the #1. But we have other ones like Stiff Little Fingers, the Mahones, Street Dogs, Real Mackenzies.
That goes out to the Rutgers, Gotchi, and all you guys are the fucking show on. This one goes out to everybody here. You guys all make this possible. And last but not least, this one goes out to all the veterans out there. Let's all fucking go!
Biggest influences mainly like Street Dogs, Mahones. I have a lot of different other tastes though too. I've also grown up into the East Coast music scene.
I'd say Matt Kelly from the Dropkick Murphys, he's just such a fantastic drummer, and he's brought a different style to the genre of Celtic punk.
Like bass playing, I love Brian from Bouncy Souls. I would love to be able to play like him.
My grandfather used to play shows all around the East Coast. They had a tape out back in the day, George Brothers. So it was pretty neat, like growing up with him as an influence too, for his family.
The drumming and ska music has always influenced me to want to become better at drums. Always been a challenge for me, and I like to push myself to learn more difficult drums.
Just a lot of Celtic punk and street punk. It's kind of where we get our influence from.
Mike, that was a solid set. So many technical difficulties.
Look at the band love right here. Hug right now. Now slap each other in the face.
I love it, Mike. Okay, that's just going too far. Okay.
Hey. Now hug.
Hey, yo, you're ahead by 1.
Now hug.
You're ahead by 2.
Hug, goddammit.
Biggest moment, probably having all these fucking assholes interrupt my interview.
I'm getting a shout out from Dropkick Murphys at Bluesfest here last year.
Getting a shout out from Dropkick Murphys was pretty huge for us.
But for one last moment, we'll talk about hockey and one last song that we wrote about our team in 2003. It's called Time to Go. It goes out to the Scally Cap Brats. Take it away! All right!
Alright, motherfuckers! You know this one! It's the one you all love to know!
From that point on, I didn't know if there was anywhere to go but higher, right?
Even only after being a band for less than 6 months, and it gave us that push to keep going and to keep making music and enjoy making music.
Going down to London to play with the Matadors. It's a band I played bass in. Shared stage with them, good friends of mine. It's good times. And it was our first road trip as a band too. So that was a lot of fun.
When I got up on stage with Mike McHogan at Street Dog show in Montreal, that was actually a really wicked time too.
Man, put hot bacon in your mouth. No, you don't have a real moment. Put hot bacon in your mouth. That's a Scally Cap Brat moment, right there. That's a Scally Cap Brat moment.
No, it's Scally Cap moment.
That's a Scally Cap moment. Shh, shh, shh. Take it, like it,
Take it like a man.
like it. Now rub your nipples. Now rub your nipples.
My favorite song on the album is Halifax Wave.
Favorite song live is probably Halifax Wave.
Probably a 50-50 tie between Pirate's Life and Halifax Wave.
Shit. Maybe Pirate's Life. It's a good. Halifax Way is also fun. I like that one.
I like the guitar solo and the bass intro, and it's just a really rocking song all the way through.
Just a lot of mojo in that song and a lot of hardcore, I'd say. A lot deeper than what our other stuff is.
They're two completely different styles of songs, but if I were to have to go with one, I'd probably say Halifax Way just because it's more fun to play.
But Iron and Steel is pretty good too. I like it. It's a lot slower.
To play live, it's a tie between Whiskey, Beer, and Cider and the Pirate's Life. They both have really fun mandolin riffs.
But I think Halifax. Well, actually, that one's more fun to play live.
Favorite song on the album's probably got to be Iron and Steel. It was a last-minute throw-together song. It's neat because it's got a lot of the East Coast's influence, and it also has, a lot of talk about Canadian history, building the Canadian Pacific Railway. So that's one of my favorite songs on the album.
I always have the most energy while playing it. Either that or Drunken Sailor live. Drunken Sailor is always a lot of fun to play live.
I guess it also sounds good on the record. I don't know. I haven't heard the full record yet.
Which one was the most fun though, to lay down?
Oh, to lay down? Jesus. I was so drunk I can't remember the whole process. Can't remember what was going on.
Least favorite on the album, it's hard to choose because we wrote all of them, right? Mike and I wrote most of the songs on there.
Funny enough, the Scally Cap Brats, it took a long time to get it down and get it right. We played it really fast, so it was just a bitch to play on the mandolin.
Probably 1939. It's just one of those ones that you come to play a few times, and after playing it for a few years, you get a little tired of playing the same song over and over again. Being one of the original 5 songs that we had.
In the studio, I'm a little bit more anal about trying to get my drum beats perfect, but on stage I just have fun and have as much fun as possible, and if I miss a beat here and there, who cares, because, fuck it.
Least favorite to play live? Probably Let Us Drink. I think I always forget how it starts. It's the same fucking thing over and over again. I just always mess up the beginning. Every time I see that song coming up, it's like, oh shit, panic, and then make a fool of myself.
There wasn't really one major hurdle. It was just the small ones that build up, and you have to keep your focus and keep going.
First recording album, I went into the studio being very nervous about, the sound and everything like that. I wasn't sure my voice was going to hold out through a recording that many times. So it definitely it's kind of one of those, you go in there with, your heart's in your throat, right? So
the whole experience was like, what the fuck are you doing, John? We're trying to do an interview here, man.
Yeah. You took it easy on me, obviously, and we jam, just do like 4 songs then, I go home, practice all those. A week later, do another 4 songs, go home, practice all those, and just keep doing that, and then we just kept playing them all over and over, and it wasn't too hard actually. It's always just fucking around. That's what I like to do.
If we don't end up in a morgue, I'm gonna say just releasing more albums, touring as much as possible, and having as much fun as we can.
Writing more songs, maybe put another album out in a year or so, and hopefully get on the road at some point. Do Canada and the East Coast, and maybe go down into the States. You never know.
We have the best fans. Like, I mean, everybody says it's very cliche to say, but we really do have the best fans. They get up on stage, they'll sing the songs with us. And as soon as you have that fan base, you know, they're going to keep coming back. Even on a Wednesday night like tonight, we're going to be playing a show and shortly. But you know what? The best part is that I'm going to go up there. We're going to rock out. Even if it's the worst set in the world, our fans will still back us up at the end of the show. We'll still have a few beers with them. It's the connection that you have that keeps them coming back.
I hear a lot of stories where somebody's like, hey, I showed somebody your band, they thought it was really awesome. And that means the world to us that people would promote us that much. You know, we're just 4 guys that play music.
I would just keep having fun, never make it serious. Just, as soon as it stops getting fun, I'm out. Fuck it.